Hello there, dear friends, and welcome once again to the Relaxed Fantasy Review. Today, we're going to be talking about spellcasting, and specifically, we're going to be talking about the most unique spellcaster in all of Dungeons & Dragons, the Warlock. Warlocks have a unique spellcasting feature, Pact Magic, as opposed to the spellcasting feature every other class that uses magic gets. And the Pact Magic feature has a couple unique things. Their spell slots recharge on a short rest instead of a long, but they only get a couple spell slots total. And these spell slots are always upcast. So when Warlocks hit level 5 and get their third level spell slots, all their lower level spells are still upcast to third level, if that's possible to do. It grants benefits, and if not, that's just how it works. They don't have any first level slots. But their level 5 picks, when they get their third level spells, is actually a key moment, because Warlocks have 2 spell slots that they get to use, meaning that when they're not Eldritch Blasting, they really need their spells to matter. And this is the point when the power curve of magic really starts to take off. So I've made a top 5 list. You choose. Starting at number 5, we have Summon Shadow Spawn. This is a spell that came out of Tasha's Cauldron of Everything, one of the new summoning spells. And Summon Shadow Spawn is very thematic for a warlock. You summon a creature of shadow. Lasts for an hour with your concentration. You control it, no action required, and it takes its turn immediately after you. You can summon a couple different varieties, either one that gains advantage against frightened creatures, slows down frightened creatures, or can stealth as a bonus action, and when they're in dim light or darkness. They do a good amount of damage. They've got a pretty chilling fear scream that they can do, and a decent chunk of hit points. Their stats are pretty solid. And yeah, the Shadow Spawn is a really good summon, one of Tasha's best, and I think that it's well worth considering. If you're only going to get 2 slots per short rest, why not make one last an hour and be an extra body on the field? It just makes sense. Now, at number 4, we have Hunger of Hadar. This is another very thematic warlock spell where you create this blob of darkness. The darkness does automatic effects. There's a lot of stuff it can do that doesn't require a saving throw. First of all, it cannot be lit by any light, magical or otherwise, and any creatures fully engulfed in the blob of darkness, the 20-foot radius, so it's about the same size as a fireball, but it lasts a minute with concentration. If you're fully engulfed in it, you are completely blinded. Again, no saving throw. And if you start your turn there, you take 2d6 cold damage. Again, no saving throw. So already we're at a good spot. And then the saving throw comes in if you end your turn in there. You make a dex save and then take 2d6 acid damage. So it's 46 potential damage every turn, plus blinding and, no lights whatsoever. It is a really cool AoE. Not the strongest AoE, but definitely one worth your time. Again, very thematic. If you're going to lay down a spell slot in battle, it might as well be a strong AoE, and this is well worth a minute of your concentration to just really lock down your enemies. Now, at number 3, we have, yet again, another concentration spell, Fly. See, whether you're in combat, or whether you're solving puzzles, or traversing the world, a flying speed can make all the difference in the world. Floor traps, pitfalls, enemies that don't have ranged weapons or spell casting, they're helpless against you if you can fly. And the fly spell lasts 10 minutes and gives you 60 feet of flying. So you can just cast this and you now are a flying Eldritch Blasting Warlock, or cast it on the Barbarian, or the Ranger, or the Fighter, or whoever needs to have that extra maneuverability. 10 minutes of concentration, long-lasting fly speed, and as this goes up in levels, as you automatically upcast it, you can target more people in your party with it. So that's cool. It's just a solid pick overall for a good combat and out-of-combat buff. Number 2 on this list is Hypnotic Pattern. look at that, another concentration spell. This time, you cast it, creatures make their wisdom save, and if they fail, they suddenly are stunned, paralyzed. They can't move, they're hypnotized, effectively. You can either keep your concentration up the whole minute, or the creatures can be damaged or shaken awake using an action. But it is one of the best combat shutdowns. Even if it only works on half your enemies, now the enemies have to spend their turn waking each other up. And if it works on everyone, then you can dispose of them at your leisure over the next minute. Hypnotic Pattern is one of the greatest save or suck effects. And using a Warlock spell slot is absolutely worth it for Hypnotic Pattern. If it can save the day, it's gonna be this spell. Except for one. There's one other spell, and ironically enough, the number one spell on this list is not the number one spell. It is not the spell that uses concentration or even lasts more than instantaneous. In fact, it's a reaction cast. It's Counterspell. Because Summon Shadowspawn, Hunger of Hadar, Hypnotic Pattern, and Fly, all of them, whether they're combat buffs or whether they are, concentration, out of combat buffs, or whatever they are, they're all great, but only if they function, if the saving throw fails or if the correct situation lines up, do they save the day. Counterspell always saves the day. I mean, granted, you have to upcast it, which Warlocks don't get to choose to do, if you want it to definitely stick, but even if it doesn't definitely stick, you can still roll for it. And Warlocks love to pump their charisma, so you got a good chance of it working. And a well-placed counterspell will save the day more often than any of the other spells on this list. If you're thinking about, well, do I want to blow my one Warlock spell slot on an instantaneous damage spell like Fireball? No. No, you don't. Because it turns out that one blast isn't going to do, have the same impact if you can only do it the one time compared to Counterspell. Because what's worse than using your Warlock spell slot on a Fireball and then being reduced to cantrips for the rest of the day or until your next short rest? Having the enemy Fireball you. That's always the worst day. And the Warlock using Counterspell is the one instantaneous effect that I would use a Warlock spell slot on. Counterspell is the king of third level spells, and no spellcaster should leave home without it. The other ones are pretty good too, though. This has been the Relaxed Fantasy Review. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe down below, and keep your eyes peeled for more spellcasting reviews coming down the line soon. Have a good one, my friends.